Greetings and salutations. Welcome to our British Wonderkid guys. That means players from England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland under the age of 21. These are some of the brightest and best future talents for our teams. Obviously, as you can see at the top of the list, there's quite an obvious one, but there's some real quality youngsters. There's some real gems that you might be able to pick up a lot cheaper, so not players that you have to spend £50 million on, maybe like some of the top players here. We're going to have a quick look. There's quite a lot, so we'll move quite quickly and have a look through. So if there's any stats you want to look at further, just pause the video in case we sort of skip past him. And some of the obvious ones I won't spend too much time on, like Raheem Sterling, Liverpool reject. I'm a Liverpool fan, you might have guessed that. Obviously, just beastly. You're never going to be able to afford him, so just move on. Next up, we have Jack Grealish, the drunkard in real life. I think here he's a really bright talent. He's going to cost you a lot of money again. He's only 19, but he's actually bag full of talent. Next up, we have James Ward-Prowse. He sort of skirts the edges of the Southampton team. He's been there a number of years now and he's coming through. He's quite versatile. He can play on the wing as well. I think this guy's still an absolute beast in the making. Good at set pieces, which is fantastic, which is always nice to have in the team. His physicals aren't the best. Pace lets him down a bit, so maybe a wing you might struggle on. Although his crossing's 18, he's more of a Beckham player, as is his crossing's good, but he's not got that much pace. He's not going to beat that many people. But 20 years old, it's going to cost you a lot, but he's a quality player. Excuse me, my phone is going nuts. Next up, we have Dele Alli, who's just broken through to the Tottenham first team. He came from MK Dons. That was quite a recent breakthrough. So on FM, he's not really rated quite as highly as, say, he might be now if they were to do the whole thing again. But even in this, 19 years old, he was still a decent player. He's very much got bags full of talent. There's nothing standout about his stats, but there's nothing low. He's got decent all-round stats. So it gives you the chance to mould him into the sort of player he wants. Runs with the ball often, arrives late in the opponent's area, comes deep to get the ball. So these are all stats you could, a roaming playmaker he seems to like, which not many players are naturally, so that might be quite interesting. Next up, we have Damari Gray, the Birmingham youngster. Bournemouth were trying to sign him in the summer, but they couldn't prize him away. He's a very quick kid. He's got 16 acceleration, 16 pace, dribbling 16. He can play both wings. He's only 19 years old. There's a few let down stats here, as you say. His passing's at 11, but some of his mentals are a little bit low. He could go missing the odd game, but if you get him a good shooter, I think that would really help him. Some sort of wise old head that can help him out, I think, would be really good. Low strength as well, which will improve over time, but that is still a little bit low. But he's definitely one to look out for. I think he's going to be a special talent. Would cost you a lot of money, I think, from Birmingham, sort of 12 plus million, I think. Next up, we have the Leeds youngster. I do a Leeds save, so I know about this kid, and he's really good. Valued at 6 million, is going to cost a ton to prize him away from Leeds. 18 years old, but just another real good all-round youngster. In my Leeds save, doesn't quite get enough goals for me, but that could just be my formation I'm playing. But just there's no real weaknesses in his game. He's another quality player, and only 18 this time. We have Matthew Targett, who we talked about in our defenders video. So if you want to see more information, he's definitely more. He's sort of in between a defender and a winger, really. So if you want more to talk about him, I'll let you go and to see the defenders video. Next up, we have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the Chelsea guy. He's had a few games for Chelsea. He's a central midfielder. Decent, really good physicals for a 19-year-old. Really good strength, which is nice. And he's okay. I don't think he's going to be a world beater, but he's going to be a decent squad player. I don't think... It's the sort of player I'd probably keep an eye on in FM, because I don't think he'll quite make the grade at Chelsea. So, there's a possibility of picking him up a bit cheaper, maybe in a year or two. Definitely a sort of a loan signing. But he's pretty decent. Next up, we have Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, this kid is a massive talent, right? This is one of my tips for the top. I had him in my lead save on loan for a year from Arsenal, who were my parent team, and he was on fire, and he improved so much during that first year. He's 17 years old. He's a quality player. I played him at right wing, but he's equally adept at playing central midfield. I think he's got a massive future in the game. I think he's going to be one of the bright stars of Football Manager this year. Fortunately, he does play for Arsenal, so the cost of getting him might be a little bit high. Next up, we have Chuba Akpom, another Arsenal kid. Just an absolute beast of a striker, real pacey striker. Still 6 foot tall though, so he's not like one of these sort of nippy players that can't head a ball. He is actually decent at heading as well. His determination is good and work rate is good, so therefore he's going to improve. He's a resolute personality, which is rare, which is nice. I think he's just going to be an absolute beast. If you can get your hands on him, even on loan, championship loan for a season, he'd be a beast. He's only 19 years old. Next up we have Lewis Baker. I don't know why. I was just thinking, why is Chuba Akpom in the midfielder category? He's not really. I'll put him in a striker one as well, because he can play winger. There you go. That's why he's in the midfielder category. But he's not very good at it. He's a striker all day long, isn't he? Let's face it. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll skip ones that are obviously strikers and put them in the striker video. Next up we have Lewis Baker, who's on loan from Chelsea. He's been on loan for... Chelsea just generally like to loan out all their youngsters until they're good enough to go play for somebody else, it seems. But he's just a set-piece dynamo, 19 penalty taking and 16 free kicks. Really good, versatile midfielder. He can pretty much play everywhere you want him to play. He's definitely, I would say, he's not the paciest. His crossing isn't fantastic, so I'd definitely play him in a more central role. But he's got a big future ahead of him. 20 years old still. I don't think he'll make it at Chelsea, so maybe another one you could pick it up cheap. Next up, we have... Where do we have? Rolando Aarons. Now, another one I have personal experience with, having loaned him for 2 seasons at my lead save. Plays on both wings. He's absolutely a speed merchant. 17 pace, 17 acceleration, flair 16. His dribbling, where is his dribbling? Is 14. He beats people for fun. There are weaknesses in his game. His finishing's not fantastic. Some of his mental stats aren't that great. So he occasionally goes missing in games. But he's an absolute dynamo winger. And he'll get you goals as well. He scored a fair few in my goal. Even those long shots is 8 and finishing is 9. He gets in those positions. His composure is 12. First touch is 12. So he's always going to do well. Even if you play him, say, as an inside forward on the wing there. Right, next up we have Josh Murphy. He's 20 years old. Plays for MK Dons. No, he doesn't. He plays for Norwich. And he's on loan at MK Dons. Another left winger. Another pacey player. Not quite as pacey as Rolando Aarons, but he's got more to his, a little bit more versatile. He's a better finisher, so he can play up front. You could play him up front actually as well, but he's still got decent crossing and dribbling, those sort of stats you want for that wing position. Again, his mentals are a little bit on the weakish side, but something that can be worked on. Get him a tutor, knocks the ball past the opponents, which is fantastic with the pace that he's got. Next up we have George Williams. Who's the Fulham youngster with an absolute bag of potential. Did he come through the youth system? Yes, we got him from MK Dons. Okay. This guy's got a massive future ahead of him as well. 19 years old. Just an all-round beast, really. He's not particularly pacey. He's got 15 acceleration, 13 pace. But he's also got decent strength for somebody of 19, which is 11, which is actually quite nice to have at that. You can be able to hold people off a bit more. He's got 16 flair, 14 dribbling. His crossing could use some work. He's got slightly better mentals than the last 2 we looked at. His work rate's 14, his teamwork's 15, his off the ball's 14. His determination's 14, so that'll really put him in good stead to become a really good player. And another one that's really versatile. He'll go for big money, I think, in the future and become a proper Premiership star in the game and probably real life as well. Next up, we have Shea Ojo, who's the Liverpool player currently on loan at Wolves. Central midfielder. Can play on the wings. He's okay on the wings. Just one of those sort of decent all-rounders. Not spectacular, but I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm a little bit biased. But he's a decent player, and I think he'll do well. Next up, we have Ryan Christie, who's 20 years old. I think he's one of those players that pretty much plays everywhere in midfield and even up front, and is just decent at everything. He's a perfect sort of squad player that you can have on the bench that can just fill in anywhere you might need him, because he literally is only shit at throwing. And tackling, so he's better going forward, tackling, marking low, so he's better going forward, obviously, but just a quality all-round talent, really. One of those nice squad players that can fill in a number of roles. Next up, we have Che Adams, 19 years old. He's currently playing for Sheffield United, so that's what I'm saying. Some of these players are much more affordable. I hate it when you go to look at these shortlists for super duper players and they're like, well, these are all going to cost me 20 million plus. Some of these guys are definitely affordable. So Che Adams is another pacey winger. That's kind of his game, really. His crossing's a little bit low, but his finishing's 12. His long shots is 11, so maybe he best played as a inside forward. His natural fitness is only 10, so that might needs something worked on. But he's only 19, just another really good talent, and a lot cheaper than some of the other ones we're looking at. Now we've got Kenneth McAvoy. I wanted to include some players from the other British Isles as well, and try and find the best Irish and Scottish players. He's a Tottenham youth player, plays on both wings, but primarily left-footed. But he is two-footed, which is rare and really good. He's only 20 years old. His physicals are really, really good for this age, and he's also good going forward. Long shots is dreadful. He's definitely much more of a winger, just whipping in balls. Just do a little bit of work on his crossing, and he'll be a really good player. I think he's definitely got a big future. Next up, we have Ryan Gould, a Scottish youngster, currently playing for Celtic. Is he still playing for Celtic? No. Oh, he went to Sporting, did he? Well, okay. And loaned to Celtic for the season. Probably cost you a bit of money. Another versatile player, one of the better Scottish talents. There's not that many, sorry, Scotland, but there's not. There's a couple, but just another versatile player. No real massive weaknesses, just a decent all-round youngster. Next up, we have the Man City youngster Devante Cole, currently on loan at Bradford City. He's a striker. I'm not going to talk about him because he's just a striker. It says he can play wing, but really, maybe an inside forward on the wing. But if you want to sort of see more about my thoughts of him, just check out the striker video. Next up, we have Dan Crowley. Currently, he's an Arsenal youngster, only 17 years old, so we're getting a bit younger with this one. So bear that in mind. He's got 14 determination, 11 work rate. He's got a balanced personality. These things are all going to help him improve and reach his potential. He's decent. His physical's actually pretty decent for a 17-year-old. Remember, physicals naturally go up as you age through the youngsters, right? So even though he's got 5 strength, he's never going to be, Akinfenwa. But when he hits 22, he might have 12 strength, just naturally as he grows. His natural fitness will go up, but not that much. I think that might always be an issue. He might be more of an impact player from the bench. But I think he's just... I liked him because of his determination, his flair, his work rate, and his balanced personality. I think he could become something quite special. 15 dribbling is always nice as well. Pure central midfielder. He's 5'5". He's a little midget. But I think he could become something special. And you need to put work in these guys. You need to give them tutors. You need to try and get them game time or a loan move and stuff like that. Next up, we have another one of the Scottish players I found. This guy's really versatile, but mainly plays as a right winger. He's right-footed, 6 foot tall. He plays for Dundee. His name is Blair Spittle. A lovely name that is. 19 years old, so you should be able to pick him up maybe for 2 or 3 million. You'll have to sort of try out, but 20 determination is the big factor here. 19 years old, 20 determination. That's really going to help him improve. And other than that, he's decent all-round player. There's no real weaknesses. He's got decent pace without being exceptional. Same as dribbling, same as crossing. Just an all-round good player. He would definitely be a Scotland international. But a decent player all round. Another Scottish player I picked in the team. This guy's only 18, but But look at his pace. For an 18-year-old that's going to improve, that's fantastic. He's very attacking. He gets forward whenever possible as his preferred move. His mentals are okay. His technicals are pretty shit. They definitely need some work, but at 18 you've got plenty of time to mould him into the sort of player that you're looking for, and it's nice to see a few of the good young Scottish players. Next up we have Rhys Grego-Cox. He's more of a striker, so I'll cover him more in the striker video, but he's one of the sort of top Irish talents, another guy I like with high determination. I find really important. Can play as a winger, but definitely is more of a striking option, although he's only got finishing 8, something that needs to be worked on. But can play. He probably might work on him as an inside forward, maybe on the left hand side. Next up we have Ryan McLaughlin. We covered in the defender video. He's definitely a right back. Decent going forward, but I would say definitely more of a right back. Next up we have another Liverpool youngster, Harry Wilson. One of those players that's just really good across the board, nothing outstanding, just a really solid player, very versatile, perfect squad player. I have him loaned on my lead save, and he sits on the bench and comes on and fills in anywhere that I might need him. I think I even trained him to be a central midfielder at one point. But just a great youngster, and he's only 18 as well, so he's got tons of time to improve. Right, now on to the last 4. These are the real cheaps. We have Jordan Stewart, Northern Irish player. I wanted to get a Northern Irish player in the list. Currently playing for Swindon. Actually, really decent player. 20 years old now. He's a little bit older than some of the ones we've been looking at, but he's a quality all-round player. His stamina is 6. That's a big letdown. He's not going to last games. He's going to struggle to last games, especially if you're playing him as a winger. Which he probably wouldn't. Looking at his stats, he's definitely more central, I'd say. But maybe more of an impact player, but tons of room to improve. He's going to be a really good player. He's going to be a Northern Irish legend compared to some of the players that are in their team. Next up, we have Tyler Roberts. I can click on him. He's a striker. I'll show him in the striker video. He can play on the wings-ish. But he's only 16. So he is nice. So we'll talk more about him in the striker video. Next up we have Liam Kelly. Attacking midfielder. He likes just behind the striker. Balanced personality. Really good all-rounder. He's one of the bright Irish talents. He runs with the ball through centre. Shoots from distance. Places shots. Comes deep to get the ball. That's quite a nice mixture there. I quite like that as an attacking midfielder. Decent all-round stats, and he's a good penalty taker, set-piece taker as well. 15 free kicks, which is a nice player to have in. And he's worth £215,000, and he's playing for Reading. So somebody maybe you might be able to pick up a bit cheaper. And finally, we have our cheapest player, Chris Willock. I just put cock in there. I don't know why I put a cock in it. Another Arsenal youngster. Not the sort of best player. I think he's definitely. But what I like about these players is that he's going to become a very good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's probably not going to make the grade at Arsenal. So it's the sort of person you add to the shortlist, and then when his contract runs out in a year or 2 years' time, you pick him up on a free, and he could be an absolute quality player. Just give him some game time, tutoring, the standard stuff, and he could be a quality player. Right, that about sums it up. There's the list. You can pause it if you want to look at players and stuff. Next video I'll be doing all these striking options, British players again. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any personal favourites you have or any I've missed, stuff like that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Bye bye.